going on, guys? Welcome back to the Neighbors podcast and the Survivor Season 9 Island of the Idols breakdown. I'm Mitchell, and Dylan is joining me again.
Did you say Season 9?
39? Did I say 9?
I thought you said 9.
I might have said 9. Now I'm confused.
It's Season 39.
39, yeah. 39, yeah.
This show has been around for 20 years.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Since 2000.
I love when I tell people that this is my favorite TV show.
Yeah.
And they either go, what?
Yeah.
Or they go, that's still on?
Yeah, that's still going? How's that not canceled?
I'm like, yeah, because it's great.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I can't remember who I was talking with, but I said season 39. They're like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, dude, like, when did it first start? Like 2000? And yeah, it was like May of 2000. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Well, what did you think of this episode, man? Kind of crazy.
Yeah, the ending surprised both of us.
Yeah.
I thought it was super fun. We'll obviously get into my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the episode was when Vince had to go sneak into the camp. Like, it was ridiculous. We were cracking up the entire time.
Yeah.
When
that
Rob...
was just such a weird, because the whole point of Island of the Idols is for them to teach like a survivor lesson. And their premise of staying calm under pressure is definitely a survivor lesson. But sneaking in to someone's camp at night to like light a torch and leave has nothing to do with Survivor. Mm-hmm. I guess it does help calm the nerves. But so, yeah, we learned that Vince has to go and he has to go into the camp and try and light this torch. And if he can't light it, he has to find something. And obviously it rains that night, so they have no fire. So he puts ash into the water bottle, which they accepted, which was cool. But I also I don't know, does that seem too easy? But it's also hard to get there. But
I definitely would not say it's easy since he was less than 10 feet away from all these people sleeping.
Yeah.
When he did it.
And the way that I don't know, obviously, like, we don't know if it's happening right at that moment. Mm-hmm. But, like, one person on the other tribe who he's sneaking into their camp has to, wakes up from, like, a night terror.
A nightmare, starts screaming.
It's, like, screaming, yeah.
I think I was, just browsing my phone for a bit, and all of a sudden I just hear this person start screaming, and I'm like, what is happening? Dude. And they're like, oh, bad dream. And I'm like, what are the odds? But I think it did happen, because I remember a shot of them saying bad dream, and the camera pans and Vince is in the camp.
Yeah. Dude, man, that would not, especially the level of difficulty for the lessons have been so very roller coaster. It was beat Boston Robin fire making, answer 3 questions about what we just talked about casually, and then sneak into the other tribe's camp, steal something that proves that you were there without waking them up or getting caught. Because if he's caught, he's fucked. He loses his vote. Can't vote for the next tribal. And not only that, but every person in the game will know that he was doing something hella weird. Imagine the difference of the game if they got to the next challenge and they were like, Jeff, Vince was fucking at our camp last night.
Well, they wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Because this was the last thing Vince did in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, let's go back to the beginning of the episode, which is they go. They always do the kind of 5-minute. Let's talk about what happened at Tribal last time, which usually is in the beginning of the game is kind of boring because the first 3 votes are should be easy or easier than obviously going forward. But then it goes to I think it's Lyro, the orange team. I think that's how you pronounce the team name.
I think so.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
And Karishma is cutting a coconut, and she cuts her hand.
She saw bone.
And she says she saw bone. But in terms of blood, at least from what the camera showed us, it didn't show us much. I, for one, know that if I even cut my hand like that, I'm terrible around blood. So I'd be fuck, so I'd be doing the same thing. But her tribe didn't care at all.
they kept cutting back to Missy being like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And I'm like,
whatever.
What?
She's bleeding.
This person is like, thinks she's gonna faint. She's literally on her knees. Like, and people are 15 feet away, just like, I think like, how's your day going?
Yeah, that's the weirder part for me is like, even if it's not bad, because that's what my assumption. I mean, she had a little bit of a rap on it, but my assumption was that it was cut and she was bleeding, but it wasn't terrible because I don't know this for certain. Maybe they do stitches, but I always thought like if you needed stitches, you were like pulled. I could be wrong.
I think they could do stitches.
Yeah, I mean,
and have you stay in the
but I didn't
game.
know. Maybe they just do everything they possibly can to keep you in, which would make sense too. But yeah, they put a little wrap on her hand, and she said it was like nothing. It wasn't a big deal. Like even when she's doing her like confessional of like saying this wasn't my hand's not a big deal. It was how they treated me. That was what I think is true is that they didn't. Even if it wasn't bad, like you're not even consoling her because she's freaking out. So just someone like. Be right there, like rubbing her back or like just talking to her or whatever. But they all just, they didn't give a fuck.
Was this Dave's tribe?
Yeah, right. They don't give a shit, dude. I don't even know. It was, that part was a little strange and she was torn up about it. Yeah. I think it gave her that paranoia going through that entire episode of like, do these people even like me?
Yeah, which definitely makes sense. I mean, I guess even if I was like, even just like drunk at a party and I like, cut myself. Like people would be like, "Are you okay?" Like, and people say Survivor is so boring that like they're just like
staying on the
they're just waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone like that I'm probably friends with.
Yeah.
Cutting themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
and
you've
just
been together
nobody
for at least
cares.
A week. Yeah, no one cares. Yeah, I think that is a strange part. I always forget, even though we talked about it before too, and you and I have talked about it. Like just together off air. Yeah, you kind of like you go to tribal at night on like every third day. And then that day you have, especially with how it's been going recently with the seasons, it's like you only have one challenge. That's reward and immunity. Sometimes they do two.
They sometimes do two.
They do sometimes.
It's like half and half.
But before it was always two challenges. And I think maybe they got smart because of either how much production had to go into recording two challenges or how much fatigue and how much like weight people could lose and all that stuff, and so it made for a worse end game.
I think it's probably both of those. Plus, I think just maybe they've been casting so well recently that they just like have more material.
Yeah,
they don't have to have us watch 40 minutes of people like running back and forth.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, that's a good point too. People have been more well versed in the game. It wasn't like the first 10 seasons where no one really knows what to do. Enough people are super fans.
Yeah, we're like someone like made an alliance and the jury was like, we were so betrayed that they made an alliance.
Yeah. They're so upset about it.
Now the jury's mad if they like weren't cut.
Yeah,
they're like what? Did you even play?
Yeah,
like exactly. I made Final Four.
Yeah, it is very interesting how the evolution of the game has changed. It's basically like The Walking Dead. You know how it's like the worse off you get killed is actually how much they liked you as like an actor. So this is like it's the same thing where it's like if I didn't get blindsided in some terrible way, like were you guys even really playing? Like, you know, that is an interesting
Could
point.
you imagine how little of a threat you would have to be perceived as if they were like, oh, you're going home tonight?
Yeah. Like you're leaving.
And you're like, I guess I'm going to go look for an idol.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I guess I'm going home. Shit.
I feel like that's happened. Oh, that definitely did happen. It was in Cagayan when they like all sat around the fire and Garrett was like Jatia's the vote, right?
Yeah.
and Jatia's like
yeah,
what? And then that's when she dumped the rice in the fire.
Yeah. And then she's like, I'm not going out. Yeah, but
she stayed.
I think like Rick last season, Devins, I think he knew the majority of the time. Like once you get down to a certain number, like like, okay, because they think I'm gonna win. Yeah, they're gonna get me out.
For sure.
So you kind of know it goes without saying, but they say it all the time too.
Well, they also had voted for Rick like the previous 3 tribal
Every time.
councils.
Yeah, they all try to.
like,
yeah.
it
Just
wasn't a secret.
Immunity idol. Just, yeah. Dude, I so badly wanted Rick to win. Rick, you won in my heart. I know you're listening.
Yeah.
What was crazy is once Vince left, so that's how they've been doing it at the start of both the 2 episodes, is the guy comes up in the boat and they bring the parchment that tells you who the next person is who's going. Mm-hmm. So Vince left, and as Vince was leaving, they go to talk about what to do because they all think, if you go, you get an idol, basically, right? Makes sense with the name. And the other crazy part is they didn't ask Vince what happened, I don't think. So I don't think everybody knows about
they didn't
Rob.
show it.
Yeah, they didn't show it.
At least.
Yeah, for sure. So which I feel like they would have because the other 2 people lied. But
maybe he just told the truth and they were like, "Oh, that's boring."
Yeah, they're like, fuck it." Yeah.
Cuz Vince is like, "Why are people lying about this?"
Yeah, who knows? And I guess you could also swing it where like the one other person on your team who's gone before you is just like, "I didn't get that."
Yeah.
Like, that didn't happen to me.
They're like, "What?
Yeah.
I just got
you
urn."
got to see Rob? Super upset. Wish I would have seen him.
Yeah. I just saw a statue.
But right when he leaves, they're talking about it, right? What are we going to do if Vince comes back and he has an idol? And Dean, to the whole group, is like, we'll just split the votes. And the whole group is, and the music like stops and everyone's just like, what the fuck, Dean? He's like, dude, well, this is what we'll do. We'll just split the fucking votes.
And my favorite part of this was like, the scene was gold because even in his confessional, he's like, I may have messed up.
Yeah.
But then, like, I guess jumping ahead a little bit, but like later on when he's giving his confessional, when he's voting,
he quotes himself. He's like, what did he say? He was like,
he's literally that guy from your high school that quoted himself for his senior quote.
Yeah.
But didn't just like have a sentence. Like he still put in the quotes and his name.
Yeah. What did he say? He was like,
he said, as a wise man once
or like
said,
infamous man or something like that.
Split the vote. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. So
he's jumping up my favorites list.
Yeah, I like Dean.
Gold TV.
Yeah, I think he kind of reminds me of like a Fabio. I don't even remember that guy's real name. But
I don't know his
name. He was like
either.
surfer.
Yeah, but he won.
And he won. Yeah. Because he's just so well liked. And he won his way into it. Like people, I think people were gunning for him, and then he just kept winning every immunity challenge. So he just got his way there, and then that was it. But so going to the lesson, it seemed very quick. It was just like, we're gonna teach you how to infiltrate this camp. This had to have been because what we know is Rob and Sandra both came up with the lessons. They were kind of in charge of that side of production.
What I remember reading.
So I feel like that one had to have been Sandra's thing. I mean, she's in the military.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, she was like, because when he was leaving, she's like, dang, I wish I could go. She's upset. So I think.
Could you imagine if they had brought Rob and Sandra and they also had to do it?
They had to be quiet. Vince is like, hey, show me. That was the thing, was because Rob is always he always says like, don't always take the first offer. Like, go try and see what you can get out of it. Negotiate.
Yeah, but he doesn't tell them that.
Yeah, he doesn't tell them that for sure.
Us that.
Yeah, he tells us
and
that
like,
for sure.
if you were on the show, would you think that you can negotiate it?
100% you would not. It's like being in class and thinking that like homework was negotiable. Yeah. Or like the deadline, like, okay, the deadline is November 1st. And you're like, how about November 18th? Yeah. And they were like, okay.
That does happen a lot from my college experience, but there was this one time in my like negotiations class that the class wasn't even that hard. Yeah. But my class was like mad that they felt that they weren't prepared for this midterm, so our class group negotiated with our teacher to let him take it as a group test. And we're all seniors in college.
Did he do it?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Because on the first day, he's like, hey, everything's negotiable. Remember that. Like, maybe, like, if I had taken that class and gone this season, I would have been like, yo. I mean, I forget his name. I can picture him. Yeah. But my man from U of O. I'm gonna negotiate with Boston Rob right now.
You should negotiate with Jeff. We're not voting anybody out tonight, Jeff. We're doubling up next time.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
We'll double or nothing, Jeff. One more time. We'll run it back. Run the challenge back.
That's like one time in my 8th grade algebra class, we had a like Jeopardy game, and then our group sucked, so we were like in the negatives.
Yeah.
And with like one question left, we started started chanting double or nothing.
Yeah. Did you win, or did you go way in the negative again?
Well, no. Our teacher, I think, was just disappointed that our math skills were that bad.
Dude, we played. I went and played basketball last night. My friend goes to OHSU.
Oh, okay.
And so he has like, I don't even know, fucking doctor league or whatever the hell they play in. It's like doctors and dentists and shit. And so we were playing, and our squad has like 9 people. So for rec ball, kind of a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's varying skill. No one's terrible, which is nice. But we played awful. Like the team we played against had five people, and they beat us by like 23.
Dude,
How
I
did
played
they
a
not
game.
Get tired as fuck.
I played an intramural game. In my team, we sucked.
Yeah.
Like some of us were good, but like I can't dribble, and I was really in score sometimes. Yeah. But like one time we only had 4 people show up.
Oh god.
And then the other team was like, "Oh yeah, sure, we'll play with 4 and be nice." We beat them by 30.
Nice.
And it was our first win, I think, ever.
Didn't win again. No, we just played. Dude, we missed so many open layups and shit. Like it was so bad. Anyway, so that's the lesson. Just seemed, I don't know, seemed weird. But he did it.
Yeah,
he did it. He stole ashes from the fire. I think he just figured, hey, I was told to get fire.
Yeah.
And the best part to show you would be there was fire, but it was gone.
Do you think he lucked out that there wasn't fire? Because if there was fire, there's just more light.
Dude,
and they could just see him.
Yeah, I think there probably is some of that because they were the way they cut it seemed like they were awake. Like some of them are like waking up, and they're always like, I'm gonna look this way, and then I'm like, nah. But I also wonder if,
can you imagine
if they did see somebody, if they're so tired that they like look, like, oh, someone woke up. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to take a shit.
It's also just very possible that no one woke up and like some poor cameraman had to sit there for 8 hours filming them all sleep.
Filming Vince.
waiting for the 2 shots of someone waking up. Yeah. And going, okay, we got it.
We got it. We're good.
Mark in the time code.
I hope that's not how it is. I hope it happened the way it was or as close to. I think that's one bad part about being like analytical and like knowing it, is you're just like, that shit didn't happen. Yeah.
Survivor's a lot better about that than Big Brother. Big Brother, you're like, dude, Big Brother sometimes they've like shown scenes, but we watched the live feed, so we know when the scene happened. They would show this like funny moment 2 weeks later, and someone in the moment was like evicted, and they CGI'd them out of the shot.
What?
Yeah. Like, because this person's just like sitting in the background, like they're not part of the moment, but like they're in all the shots.
Yeah, they're in the shots. So they're just like
they're photoshopped out of the entire scene when it's broadcasted.
Dude, do you think that person was like, bruh?
Dude, it's happened multiple times.
Wow.
There was crazy. This one episode where they were like, special Friday night edition of Big Brother. My friends and I were like, what is this possibly going to be? We all like made a big watch party out of it. It was one of the worst episodes of TV of all time. It was just these Big Brother people watching a Ziggy Marley concert and like and being like, remember when that happened? It was a clip show. I don't know why they advertised it because it was like an extra episode, but they filmed it and it was released on Friday. Evictions happened on Thursday. They filmed it on Tuesday, so they had to cut out the person that was evicted from every shot. And at times there's just an awkward empty space.
Yeah.
And you know exactly that's just where he was standing.
That's where somebody was supposed to be. So weird. Oh my gosh.
So Survivor, as far as we know, is not that bad.
That bad, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess I would have never even guessed, like, or remotely assumed or anything that Survivor would like CGI someone out. Like, I think maybe it seems like Big Brother is on somewhat of a daily schedule of what's happening. So it seems
There's
like
3 episodes a week. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean like this is what happens on day 1. This is what happens on day like a rotation. So like once day 3 happens, someone gets voted out. It's like run it back. It's day 1 again. It's not even though it's day 6. It's still day 1. It's on that 3-day block of knowing stuff. So it's like they should never really have to CGI anybody or do anything like that. But yeah, like you said, there's just a lot of downtime. What would you do to pass the downtime? What would your go-to? I mean, you're on a beach, beautiful, right?
I mean,
but
I would suntan.
How annoying do you think you would get like talking about movies and TV to people? Like, oh, I love this. You want to talk about movies all day?
Well, if I found someone,
yeah,
I could be cool.
That's cinephile.
But also, like, if I go on these shows, I'm just gonna listen. Because people, including myself, love to talk about yourself.
Dude, do you think you could break that mold though of like not talking? Do you think you could tell yourself and like restrain yourself
for $1 million? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I mean, like I would also talk about
for
myself
sure. I don't think that you just be like, yeah.
But, yeah, I know. But like, I would pass time with that, just like try and get to know people because it is a social game. But also, I would pass the time. Like, if I ever get cast on Survivor, I'm gonna read like 1,000 pages of game theory textbooks, and I'm just gonna do multiple hours a day game theory shit in my head.
Yeah,
because all you have is time to think.
Do you think you would ever try to like spearfish or do any of those other types of things? Yeah,
I want the experience. Oh, I would, because I'd have to set up my redemption arc or my character arc.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
The first day, I'd be the guy that loses the spear because he throws it into the ocean. And then
can't chop the coconut.
Which did happen like 20 seasons ago. The guy came back and he was like, I lost the spear.
No, that was on Pearl Islands when that guy lost Rupert's spear and he was fucking pissed.
That's what it was? Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that other people have lost it, but it was like Rupert specifically was like, hey, don't fish with the spear. And then he went out and he hit it on like a rock and it just popped off the end of the spear and he was like, bro, what the fuck?
Oh, no, what I'm thinking of, and I guess I could be misremembering it because I watched like a decade ago.
Sure.
But this guy, I think, like fucking threw a spear into the ocean to try to get a fish, and then just the spear went away into the ocean.
He was like, where'd it go? Why didn't come back? Dude, yeah.
It's things like that where I'm like, I can get cast.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I always...
not as dumb as this person.
Maybe that's the bad part.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. They're like, dang, wish Dylan was dumber. It would work way better for us.
I can act dumber.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it needs.
Yeah. I could act dumber too. But I think to pass the time, I don't even know what I would do. I think I would probably try and fish a little bit. I'm a decent swimmer. I always get surprised at how well people swim in the ocean because it's not like a pool, you know, the current and all that shit. So I wonder how much scouting goes into it to make sure that there's not like a high, you know, or like a fast moving, you know what I mean?
Well, there's like
they are pretty like
there's like science about that, so they can like probably figure it out a few days in advance and then see which competition they need.
Yeah.
That day.
How do you think that they set it up? You think they set it up like this is where all of our challenges are already?
No, I think what they probably do
set up, break down, same day.
Is the reason it's like a 3-day thing is because once a challenge is done, there's like 2 days of setup.
Yeah, so they're like, hey,
and then like then as you go on, the challenges for the most part get smaller. Yeah, it's all endurance
until the like very end.
Until the very end, and those are probably built.
Yeah, once like maze puzzles, they're like, run a mile that way and go through a maze and try and find one bag and then run back and do it again.
Yeah, and also be blindfolded.
Yeah. What was that one? There was one that was real bad, and it was really close though too. I can't remember what season it was, but I think they were blindfolded that season. Oh man, I get scared. This next one is the next challenge that they're gonna have for next episode is a blindfolded one, which I love. It's always the one where it's like so the person's on the platform yelling at them, and everyone just gets their shins and their dick hit, and they're getting killed.
If you're on the show and that challenge came up, would you be blindfolded or would you try to direct?
No, I think to play it safe, I would be blindfolded. For sure. I'm not gonna be the goat there and just be like, this fucking idiot can tell me which way to go. Dude, you remember the season? You know what? It might have been All-Stars, so you might not have seen it. But Big Tom from Africa, they were doing one where it was a puzzle. So they had to go out on the sand and like find a bunch of different puzzle pieces. And one of them was like an L-shaped block. And they were like probably 25, 30 pounds. Like they were big ones. And Survivor builds stuff out of like solid wood. It's not like they're making shit out of like hollow stuff. They're like, oh, these are heavy. And they're like heavy shit. And someone was holding it like this, and they like turned, and it just smacked him in the face, like almost knocked him out. It was just like, I would just be like, I'm done. Whoever's like attached to me, I'd be like, bro.
Oh, that's right. People
I'm
are like
dead.
attached sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times they're like tethered on. Like, find someone else. I can't do this shit.
Oh my God.
Do you think how good do you think would you ever choose to do the puzzle? Are you good at puzzles? Or would
I
you always
think
just
I'm
pick,
okay at puzzles. I think it like the first time I'd be like no,
yeah,
but then if I'm like, oh wow, they're real bad.
yeah,
At the puzzles, maybe.
yeah. I guess that's fair. I always felt like I would be significantly better at the like physical part of it, like the running, jumping, swimming, whatever it was, more than I would be at the puzzle. But I also think that I'm decent at puzzles. But sometimes when I do them, especially video game puzzles now, I'm like, how dumb am I? There's so many times where I play a game that I just smoked when I was 10. And then I go and play that game, and I'm like, how the fuck did I do this? I don't know if it's because I was more creative or I was more, like, susceptible to how they built the game when I was younger. Kingdom Hearts is the one where I'm like, I don't know how to do this shit. Howl Bastion kills me every time.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when I was playing Breath of the Wild this summer, because I like never finished it when it came out, so I played it for like I put in like 50 hours in 2 weeks or something.
I still haven't played it.
Oh, it's
like, I own it, haven't played it.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's like one of the best games I've ever played. But there's these like things called like shrines, and like they're usually, and most of them are all puzzles. Dog, if I spent more than 15 minutes, I just fucking went to YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
I'm like, but I would only go till the next step and go, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then like try to figure it out. But there were some I was like, I can't do this, dude.
Yeah. I really try not to, but there are some games where I'm like, dude, I have no fucking clue what to do.
Like when I was a kid and I could play games for 10 hours and like,
yeah,
I was good.
Yeah, that's
but
what it was.
Now I'm like, I get a few hours a day. Like if I'm stuck, I'm going to look it up. So I don't waste so much time.
Yeah. I think what team was it that lost? Lyro. I think they wish they had a YouTube video on how to set up that puzzle because they fucked that thing up.
They were so bad.
So this challenge was a combination of swimming, balance, and puzzle. So what it was it sent one person from each team off of a dock in the middle to swim and get to the end and dive down, untie one bag, which was a key, I believe. And the crazy part is what I think Survivor, what they did really good for this casting was they put a very well-trained lifeguard on one team, and then they put an Olympic swimmer on the other. So obviously, the Olympic swimmer is going to be a little bit faster, of course, but she kept up pretty well, but she struggled with diving down and untying the knot. And that was the purple team. I think it's Volkai.
It's something with a V.
Yeah. They always name them so different. We should, and I was like trying to like write it down and stuff. I think it's Volkai or Volkai, but she finally got it. And then they had to, the remaining people who were left on the dock floating had to swim out, climb up on like a teeter-totter, and get to the one person to get to the edge, and had to lift up slightly, and they had to reach out and untie a bag.
Mm-hmm. And it was far.
Dude, it was far because Missy, right?
Yeah, Missy.
She is really tall, or she looks very tall compared to everybody else on her tribe. And she was like struggling to reach it. Like it was really, really far. And then the purple team who did it, they had the I can't remember. She's the one who won or had to go to the Kelly. It was Kelly.
Oh, it was Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. She's a short little Asian girl. And she had to get another person to like hold on to so that she could reach. And then it wasn't just like an easy like slip knot. They had to really untie. It wasn't too bad because sometimes Survivor, like, could you imagine being the person who's got to tie the knots for Survivor?
That person's like, yo, Boy Scouts coming in clutch.
Yeah. It's like, I'm so happy I was an Eagle Scout. Yeah. So they got the yellow or orange yellow team, Lyro, they were out on a pretty good head start for all of it.
Yeah.
The Olympic swimmers on their team, Elizabeth, she got there first, pretty much dove down, got the key. They went out. They got it pretty quickly. They probably had, from what it looked like on the challenge, like a 5 to 7 minute like head start on the puzzle. Maybe.
Yeah.
About that, maybe.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Maybe like 4, but
yeah,
like
something.
It was
substantial
enough that,
for a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a puzzle and it was one of those ones. It was a fish that they had to put together, so they had to hang up a spine, and then it was a hanging puzzle, and then they had to push it in, and then once they had it all in, they had 4 fins that they had to attach basically to lock it in place. And it definitely does seem like Volkai, the purple team. I'm just gonna say Volkai because I think that's right. Is way better at puzzles. They're going to knock it down. But I feel like in Survivor, I think a lot of people probably do train the physical. They do that, make sure that they can start fire and do palm fronds and do all this stuff. But it seems like I would be like trying to solve Rubik's Cubes and doing puzzles and spotting shit. But I think Survivor puzzles are just so unlike any other puzzle you've ever done. Right?
Oh, yeah. I know that David Wright, before he went back on Edge of Extinction, he like 3D printed like a ton of puzzles from Survivor and would like do them for fun, and he said that then like he went on Edge of Extinction and like was bad at all the puzzles.
Interesting.
So it's even if you're good, like I think the only time someone who's been like really good at puzzles like backed it up was the first episode of David versus Goliath.
Yeah, Caleb.
Was
that his name?
No, when Christian,
that's his name.
Did the slide puzzle in a second because he codes them for work.
Yeah.
So he just like saw it and was able to fix it
in
a few
his
seconds.
confessionals were hilarious because he's just like explaining the science behind it, and everyone's like, "Dude," but he's
I
like,
love
"Yeah,
Christian so much."
Yeah, that was so. He was actually he turned out to be a good player too, and he like picked up on the social side of stuff. He kind of reminded me of Dave. Kind of reminded me of Dave a little bit, where it was like you were kind of unsure. You're like, is Dave gonna figure out the social side of stuff?
Yeah.
And then
I think Christian's a lot more likable though.
Yeah,
he
was
like
likable.
From the first time I saw Christian, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be the breakout star as long as he's not gone pre-jury.
Yeah, Dave was more likable the last season he was on though, with Rick last season. He was more likable that season. I think he came out of his shell way more.
Who?
Isn't his name Dave?
I don't know. Last
Are
season?
we talking about different people?
Oh, David?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought...
Did people not call him Dave?
No.
No?
I thought you meant Dave from this season.
No.
And I was like...
You're like, bro, it's been 3 episodes?
Yeah, I'm like,
No, yeah, David.
Okay, yes. Yes, David and Christian both had the same, like, trajectory.
Yeah.
Except for
very
David
similar.
got closer to winning.
Yeah. I think both times he got closer to winning, didn't he?
Not... Edge of Extinction, he went out, like, 9th. Or something.
Yeah, when did
Because him and Kelly went out the same episode.
Yeah.
Christian was like final 7.
Oh yeah.
Final 7 or 8.
Yeah. It was close.
Yeah.
But they did. They just really reminded me of a similar person. People who are kind of somewhat antisocial, or just social anxiety and phobia, kind of with big groups or whatnot, but very smart and intelligent and can really read a situation. And then when put to the test, played the game like really well. Which is fun. I always like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, David, if he could make fire, would have won.
Yeah, he would have won if he could make fire. Yeah. Damn, that would be so heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe that's what you train too?
Oh, I would for sure train.
Hey, get some twine,
fire.
Get some coconut husks. Just do your shit.
Like people have been like theorizing that if you go on Survivor, like you can make fire once in a while, but you shouldn't show off that you're really good at it because then people won't want you in Final Four.
That is interesting. It's usually a topic of conversation towards the end, how they edit it anyway. But they don't really talk about that during the game though. They're not like, "Fuck, that guy can make fire really well. We got to get him out."
Yeah, but they're probably thinking it.
Yeah,
they have so much downtime.
Yeah, they probably are thinking it, but you would think with 39 seasons, you would have heard maybe a little bit of it. But I guess it might just be they just never say it, so they can never actually prove that is the case. I like this challenge because it was a good mix of physical. Even with the balance and that physical part, it was still a puzzle of having to like maneuver everyone, because both tribes obviously are going to be very different in body weight, so the teeter-totter is going to be very different. And then the fish puzzle was good. But yeah, it was Karishma and Dean on the puzzle. And it seems like Dean would be a way better person to be like doing the physical stuff. But especially since I think it was Karishma and Dean on the first challenge puzzle with the hut.
Oh, yeah.
It was her. It was those two. I know it was the girl who found the immunity idol last episode. Chelsea, yeah. She was on it. They were getting pieces on the last episode. They were getting pieces, and then they're like, this is wrong. And it's like, no. Like, those pieces are like they're only meant for each other. Like if they're stacking, like you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like there was extra pieces. You know how sometimes Survivor does that. They're like, there's 25 extra pieces, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. I don't think the one last week was. I think it was like
it was just it was what it was. There's 12 or 15 pieces. Figure it out. So I was just confused on why. If I said, "Oh, I'm good at puzzles," and then we lost that challenge, I would be like, "Nope, someone else do it." Unless no one's. I think that might be a problem that I would have with like with the team, where it's like an awkward moment of like, who's gonna step up? And I'm just like standing there like, really don't want to say yes right now, but if no one else is gonna,
I guess I have to.
I have to do it. That's how I'd feel. I feel like would you feel that way? At all?
I mean, if it was like a full minute of people being like, "Nah, I can't do this."
Yeah.
But like, also like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I would throw that
I'm
shit
just
back
talking.
in their face,
I'm just talking like a hypothetical. Like, if
for sure.
Like, if I'm on a tribe and it's like, I'm smartest one here, which I would not be on Survivor.
Yeah.
Survivor, they cast some very smart people.
They do. But like sometimes their smarts doesn't actually get
doesn't
like
transfer.
shown. It doesn't transfer. Yeah, people who are really intelligent. I mean,
like Ronnie, who's like a professional poker player.
Yeah, who has to be somewhat intelligent on how to read people and play the situation. I mean, be calm under pressure, and he didn't even see it coming. It fucked him, which I also think is probably a little bit because of the stereotypical way of Survivor going, in which the first vote is usually easy. You know somebody, which goes to show just how well they're starting to cast a show, because there isn't really a clear, easy vote sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially now. And with both these, like, are these 3 episodes, the people who are like, oh, that person's going home for sure. That's the person who needs to go home. It's not the person who actually goes.
Yeah, we were both very surprised by the ending.
Yeah, so Vince gets the idol, and it's good for 2. That's also an interesting thing about the Island of the Idols, is that they only last for a very specific period of time. It's like 2 or 3 tribal councils that you're at. So it's not like if you don't go to tribal council and 2, they're gone. So
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you have to be at it for it to take its time or whatever, for the clock to run. And Vince got it, and then they kind of talked in the way that they did the episode. It seemed like it was going to be between Tom, who's the older guy, who's very fit too. He's a very fit dude. He's like I know he said he played hockey, and then Karishma,
NHL player.
Yeah. And then Karishma, who did bad at the puzzle, who cut herself and on accident, but
yes,
she probably do that. She was just like, fuck Survivor, and then she felt from that point she felt like she was on the outs, which she obviously got some votes, but it ended up being Vince. He went home with an idol in his pocket.
Yeah, the Women's Alliance is working now. Now it's 5-3.
Yeah, it is. That is a good point, and that he trusted the girls, and it is frustrating too, because when you heard the girls talking about it, like us and Vince, like in all of their conversations, like, oh, we can get Tom out because we have us and Vince, and then and I think they were just so paranoid about the idol that they split the votes, and it ended up Vince being the one who got it. Obviously, you split it with him being the majority, so that if you do get him, or if he doesn't play it, he goes home.
Yeah.
And you flush the idol. But yeah, I was surprised just because he seemed like he was somebody who was going to help the tribe win. He seemed intelligent and he wanted to play.
He seemed personable.
Yeah, personable too. Maybe that
I don't
went
think he
into
had screwed them in challenge.
Not at all. That's the weirder part to me too, is that the girls. I mean, I guess the Girls Alliance, what they want to do is basically get to a point so that if it's flipped, if it's swapped, they're going to end up with the majority of their alliance on the side that they get on.
I could see that.
That's the hope anyway.
Yeah, because I mean, there'll be a flip like next episode after that.
I would probably guess not next episode, but the episode after. And Survivor doesn't give a fuck about spoiling that. So they just put it in the like scenes from next episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're always just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be on. We're gonna flip the tribe up, and you're like, oh shit. And then you watch it, and you're like, yeah, this. Could you imagine spending 15 days building an alliance with, a number of people, and then being the only one who draws the wrong color buff?
No, and that person will not be in the game for long.
Yeah, they can't. They don't ever. I don't think that there's ever been a time where somebody was like severely on the wrong side of the flip, and when they were they lost challenges where they got themselves out.
I mean, wasn't there? Well, I guess it wasn't a flip, but there was but it was at the merge, but only like one tribe only had like one person left, and like the rest was just the other tribe, and then that person made final 3 because everyone else just started like cannibalizing.
Yeah, they get the paranoia and they start going, oh, who's on my team? Like that person can't win. They have nobody who's gonna vote for them, and then they start. We can get him out next time. I think that's one thing that would be that makes Survivor so hard is knowing like, okay, that person is an easy vote. This person is a hard vote. So how do you choose when it's the right time to make that move so that you don't, because you have to, because if you vote the easy person out, then you no longer have that person who's willing to vote for anyone. Yeah. Right. So you have to be able to utilize them at least one vote before they go. I think that being able to read that situation and knowing is really hard. I think the person who I thought that was really good at it was, I'm pretty sure her name was Sarah, the one who won a couple seasons ago.
The one that played like a criminal.
Yeah, who's a cop but played like she did a really good job. Yeah, she like killed it. She like made everyone think that she was like on their side and like voted out the person who was gonna gift her the special advantage.
Oh yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, she did a really good job, and I felt like of a lot of the seasons that I've watched, other than that one, I think the most complete game was when Rob won. He dominated that season. But he fucked them so hard.
It just wasn't even like fun to watch. He was just so much better.
Yeah, he's just way better at the game.
Yeah. I thought Tyson in Blood versus Water was like exceptional.
Yeah, Tyson did a good
there was
job
only
too.
one time he was ever even in danger, and that was just the rock draw.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing about Survivor that makes me mad. But it's like it's also inherently good TV.
Yeah.
So you can't cut it.
I don't know how else they would do it.
Yeah. No, for sure. They have to. That's what they have to do. But
And now people are way more willing to go to rocks because if you're the minority, it's like your only chance.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that if you know, like, this could be a move to get somebody that shouldn't be voted out, who's really in power. They could go home. They have the same percentage of chance of going home as you do right now in this moment. Man, how bad would you feel? You're like, oh, I'm gonna win this game. Oh, we're drawing rocks. Fuck, going home.
I would. I mean, I guess you can't frame it. It won't be a flat object, but I would display that rock. It'd be like, that's the rock that cost me $1 million.
Yeah. You put in a little cube.
I think that Jessica still has her rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder how much. Do you think CBS lets them keep much? They do.
Yeah. People that like go home with idols in their pockets like keep them.
They keep it. I would be. I know that they do sell some. Like they do.
Yeah,
sell
like
some
on
stuff.
eBay.
Yeah, and whatever.
Yeah, people sell their clothes on eBay. They're like, oh, it still hasn't been washed. And I'm like,
weird.
I'm like, I don't want some girl stanky ass clothing.
I would love to get like a couple buffs just to have them.
Oh yeah.
Then you could buy them.
You could probably just buy a replica.
Yeah, I'm sure they have them, but I just have never really like. I always thought, oh, it'd be cool, and then I just never do it. But it would be fun.
But also, it'd be like, when the fuck would you wear it?
I don't know. I don't know if
there's anywhere that you'd be able to wear it. That's not like a Survivor meetup that people won't look at you weird.
Yeah, or someone would be like, "What the fuck?" No, maybe you could get one from or get all of them. So like from every season, get the 2 tribes or 3 tribes, and then
Or the four
the
tribes.
or 4 tribes, whatever it is, and then the merge, and then like turn it into like a cool quilt. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be dope. They should sell that.
$1,000,000 idea, CBS.
I would buy it.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay, I mean probably not because they would probably charge like $200. But if it was like,
do you think they
if
would?
It was like 40.
If it was like 40 or $50, you buy that.
Well, this is a very niche item.
Do you think though? There's 39 seats. I think the people will buy that shit. A little nice quilt blanket.
I think it'd be dope.
It'd be sick. It'd be a cool thing. That's one thing that you don't ever see too on the side. Like I don't think I've ever seen anyone wearing a Survivor T-shirt. Have you?
No.
Dude, I've seen people wear like Critical Role T-shirts, and I'm like, oh, I have to go talk to them, you know. But I've never seen anyone wear like Survivor gear.
No, I don't have any Survivor gear. The closest thing I have is I have a T-shirt from a Big Brother alliance called Chilltown, and it's like this baseball T-shirt, and it just says Chilltown. I love the shirt, and like these people like went on to All Stars as a duo, and they like and they like made merch for their alliance before, so they wore it, and like. The Chilltown T-shirt looks dope, so I bought it.
Nice.
And my friends also bought it, so we're like, wear it sometimes. But I would wear it to parties all the time in Eugene. And I would say at least 7 times total, people went, sick T-shirt, man. And I went, oh, do you know what this is from? And they went, what?
No.
Nobody knew it was a Big Brother T-shirt. One person was like, is that your frat? I'm like, there is not a frat called Chilltown. Because if there was, I would be in it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But no, they should sell merch. I'd buy a Survivor T-shirt.
Let's see if they do.
Let's
look it up.
Let's do it live.
Survivor merch. Oh, CBS store. Here we go. See what they got. Okay, so they do have.
I want a shirt that's just Jeff's face saying "Keep digging."
Yeah. Something, yeah. You gotta keep going. So this season's buffs, they have 2 obviously because they haven't. Lyro and Vokai, those are the 2 tribe names. $25.
Okay,
That's not bad.
not terrible.
Yeah. So here is if you go to gear. So just a bunch of stuff. They have hats for $25, a T-shirt for $23, and there's a bunch of different colors, and it's got the main logo. So just the Outwit, Outplay, Outlast, Survivor torch, that one. They got a mug. What else do they have? They do have a blanket. Yeah, wine glasses.
I'm surprised that they don't give the survivors the Survivor blanket.
They literally have a phone case. How have I never seen anybody with this shit? They have socks, bro. Like sick socks. These are awesome socks.
I mean, also like in my life, I've met. I don't know.
Yeah, how many
6 people that watch
know?
Survivor, even though it's like still really popular.
Dude,
people are like closeted Survivor fans, I swear.
Yeah,
people do not say that they watch.
Yeah,
it.
they just don't talk about it. They're like, yeah, I watch it, but I don't.
Like,
do they have
Survivor
some cool
fans,
shit?
or like, I mean, not like people online, but like casual Survivor fans are like more embarrassed that they watch the show than people who are like, I love The Bachelor and I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
That's so weird to me.
Survivor's great,
dude. They have you can personalize a shirt.
Oh shit! How much is that?
$23.
What?
Yeah, dude, crazy.
We gotta get on that.
We gotta buy some stuff.
Yeah. See, this episode's sponsored by CBS.com/Survivor.
Yeah, right.
Or /shop/Survivor.
They have a bunch of shit. There's some cool stuff on here. I might have to buy some stuff. Let's see what else they have. They have on their site. They have regular like just a collection of stuff. And then they have new arrivals. So they do like actively make gear. Maybe I should start designing stuff and sending it that way. The blanket is $50.
Oh.
I'll show you what it looks like. I'll turn it around real quick.
Okay. Let's see it.
It's not bad.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and you can get it in 37 by 57 or 50 by 60. So pretty big blanket. Not bad. We're gonna have to get geared out. All right.
Yeah. So, if we ever have a live show, we will be
geared.
decked out in Survivor gear.
Just decked out in it. It'll be awesome. Well, what do you think coming up? So, what were the scenes? It
was the sneak peek of the challenge.
Yep. What else?
That's all I remember.
Did they even show the Island of the Idols, like what it was going to be? We don't know who it is either. We don't know who's going.
They said that they showed a clip where it was like, you guys have to choose someone or one of you will go.
Yeah.
And then the one girl, Kelly, who lied about it was like, oh, my game might get blown up. I'm like, did you not think of this?
Yeah, that's why I am so surprised that they lie about it. So like why she lied about it. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if she has told people, but yeah, I would deny. I didn't go do that shit. After I lied, I went back, yeah, all right, I lied. Mm-hmm. That's who I saw. I only had to answer 3 questions.
Because people will be like, what? You saw Rob and Sandra and you were like, I can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it is a weird thing. I think her game probably does. I think it's obviously made that way, but I think someone says something. I think this might be the season or the episode where we hear them talk about it, where they go, "Yeah,
I think so too."
But Robin, fucking Sandra. I wonder what do you think the challenge is? The lesson that they have to learn on the island. So we've had we've
had fire. We've had listening to people.
Yeah.
We've had stay calm under pressure.
Yeah.
They haven't taught someone to swim yet.
They haven't. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe fishing.
Didn't they say that Jamal can't swim, or it's like
no? I thought I overheard that he had like a tough time swimming, so that's why he had been kind of doing the challenge or the puzzle side of things when they were doing swimming stuff. I don't know if that. I thought I heard that, but I could be wrong. But both times that he's done the puzzle, they've won.
What if it's looking for an idol?
Oh, I was gonna guess something like how to vote, or like how to because don't
you just write someone's name?
No. Like what I'm trying to say is Jeff asked in this episode was your mind swayed? So maybe the topic of conversation or lesson is like how to impactfully change tribal council.
Maybe. And then
I don't know how
like
you
in the
measure
spy
it.
shack.
Yeah, I don't know how to measure it, but
what if the challenge is that you have to like go in with a target or something and that person has to go out?
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
And then
like you have to get that motherfucker out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's that guy's my main alliance.
I'm calling it now. Rob and Sandra pull out of the hat a name and go, if you get this person out, you will get an idol.
Yeah. I would never take that. I'd be like, no, the odds of that.
There was this Big Brother season, it's Big Brother 8, where this guy named Eric Stein, who I think is probably the best player that hasn't won Big Brother in terms of just how good he was at the game.
That sounds familiar.
He does a lot of Rob Has a Podcast stuff. So maybe we've just seen him on Twitter or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But he had this dumb twist called America's Player, where America would vote 3 times a week on who they want him to try to nominate, who he could have vote to evict, and also one like fun task. So he couldn't play his game. He was at the mercy of what America would vote.
Oh, no.
And he couldn't say no to the twist because if he said no, they were just going to kick him off the cast and have somebody else do it. So he had to do it.
Lame.
And like there was this one, it's one of the most iconic like BB evictions where this guy's going home. He's like, everyone hates him. But America, for whatever reason, like really liked this guy. And they voted for Eric to vote out the other guy who only volunteered because he knew he had the votes and wanted to sit next to him.
Oh my gosh.
And then he talks about how it was like super unfair to him because he was and I agree, he was easily the best player of the season, but he literally couldn't play his own game. He like they would put him in such terrible predicaments. And then like 8 seasons later, they do this thing called Team America where 3 people get chosen to do America's task, but they're able to say no. And Eric on Twitter was like, oh my God, they could say no. Yeah, I was not allowed to say no.
Bullshit. Yeah.
And like Team America got like fat stacks of cash, like $5,000 every time they got one right. Eric got nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Or like 1,000 or
test,
something.
Dude.
Yeah, he was
the beta.
Dude, Eric was
he got
screwed.
Fucked.
He was fucked, dude.
Yeah, that's super shitty. I think the challenge, the lesson to be learned is going to be something along the lines of like how to like fish out a lot. I just don't know how they would test it. It's got to be something like testable.
They could do how to fish, and you have to like. Oh, imagine you versus Rob, trying to fish.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, just because...
I don't know what it could be. Well, like, neither of us would have ever predicted.
Yeah, sneaking
go
into
the other person's camp.
Yeah.
And steal their fire.
I'm going to guess that it has something to do with swaying a vote in some way at tribal council, or how to not say something to, like, put your foot in your mouth at tribal. I think that's probably a very valid, like, lesson. I just don't know how it'd be measured. And then I think the person who's going home is going to be whoever gets sent to Island of the Idols on the purple team if they lose.
Okay.
Because I think Kelly will try and, like, be like...
And we'll be like, they're coming back with an idol.
Yeah, they're coming back. I know they are. How do you know? I just know. I know they're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, she can just lie and say that she didn't do it. Like, she can start crying again, put it in her bun. Be like, please pat me down.
Yeah. Dude, that was so weird.
That was crazy. Like, it was in her hair.
Yeah, did we talk? I know that we talked about her, like, getting it, but did we talk about how weird she fake acted, kind of? Like,
I think it was like, I mean, obviously she was playing it up, but I think there were genuine tears that she was just that stressed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably true. What would you, if someone was like, please do it, would you be like, all right, I'll fucking pat her down?
No. If it was a guy, sure.
Maybe,
but if
I guess
would look,
fair.
you know how bad it would look if I was like, I'll pat you down.
Pat her ass down.
I'll be like, I'll trust you.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you got it. I don't know. I don't think that I would do it, but I'd be like, she's acting. I feel like, don't you think that because of being so overly or seeming dramatic, you know, you'd be like, it's kind of fishy.
I think it just depends how the acting is.
Yeah. I guess
if they're acting super different, but if they're already like an emotional mess and they come back crying, I'll be like, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. I wonder how. And it seemed like they bought it very easily. So either she acted very well or she seemed emotional before then. So they were just like, this is who Kelly is. I was surprised too, like how quickly Vince cried at Island of the Idols. Like he instantly was just in tears. It just shows that they're like fucking idols, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it as much as like.
I can see Jeff already being like perfect.
Yeah. This is
exactly
the best
what
season.
I want.
Yeah.
This is the best season ever.
I would be surprised though if they do this again. Because it's so niche. Like, it's
I would
so
be
different.
too. Unless people just really love it and then they just have Rob and Sandra come back. But
I would like to see more blood versus water stuff.
Me too.
Those are maybe like friends awesome. Or like it doesn't necessarily have to be blood, family. But it could just be like really close friends or something like that. A form of loved one or whatever. It doesn't have to be blood relation. Because it would be so hard for me to like go with a really close buddy, or like if you and I went, like it'd be so hard to like be like, Dylan's got to go. Oh, that'd be so rough. You don't think it would be rough?
Oh, I mean, like I'd feel bad.
Yeah.
But if it was like, well, you see, because if
I'm not taking you, Dylan.
Because if it's like for sure,
yeah,
Mitch is going home. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I'm writing your name down just so.
Jeff it'd be hard though.
Just so Jeff can be like, Dylan voted out his friend, voted out his podcast host.
Yeah,
people still meme Sierra voted out her mom. Like she not really.
Yeah.
It was just that it was either write somebody else's name down or her mom's name.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it was, and I agree with you. Like if you are on that way where it's like, look, this person's going home no matter what, no matter who you vote for, that person's going home. It's like you gotta vote with the majority so that your vote doesn't get fucking red. Yeah. You have to be like, well.
But that would be like the only circumstance I can think of that would probably, unless it's like Final Four and it's like, oh, if fucking Mitch gets here, he's beating me. I'm like, sorry, Mitch.
Yeah,
you're making fucking fire. But like besides that, because if you're in the game, it's 18 strangers and then you.
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, I can trust Mitch.
Yeah.
I can't trust anybody else.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But I would love to see something like that. I still think the identical twins one is going to be the best one.
Dude, can you imagine how hard it would be to get 10 sets of identical twins?
Oh, it wouldn't be that hard.
Wait. Well, okay. I mean, like, how old are like John and Kate's kids? There's 6 of them. Well, there's 8 of them, but 6 of them are
How about a season
Duplicates.
with the 19 kids and counting people? It's just it's just them.
Wait, there's a website where you can like make custom Survivor seasons and it simulates it.
No way.
It's so awesome. We have to put in all the Duggars.
How about a
dude as a podcast and see who wins?
Yeah, see who it is. You know what they should? What would be a cool one too? Would be like a celebrity one, but instead of them winning it, like goes to a charity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how crazy?
They do
would it
Celebrity
be?
Big Brother.
Yeah,
They
how crazy would it be? Like, obviously this would never happen, but it's like Leonardo versus like Tom Hanks.
I mean, like
shit like that.
I mean, like we've seen The Revenant. Like
Yeah,
we've seen him crawl around and go
yeah. Just Tom Hardy, all Toms, just Toms, all the Toms, all the Chris's and Toms.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, all of them.
Christopher Nolan's there.
Yeah,
and he's just like, well, I am a Chris.
Yeah.
People always forget about me.
Yeah,
when they're talking about who's the best Hollywood Chris, I'm always like Nolan, and people go, okay.
Yeah.
Like
who?
I'm
That's
like,
probably what a lot of them say too. Who?
Well, most people know who
sad.
Christopher Nolan is.
You'd hope.
I mean, like these people. Okay, if someone's asking me who's your favorite Hollywood Chris,
You're not
They-
saying Nolan,
they-
bro.
yeah, I am.
Do you say Nolan?
Yes.
Man, no way.
Yeah.
I'll be like Pratt.
I say, perhaps my favorite actor.
Yeah. fair.
But I say Christopher Nolan because I half believe in, half it's just a smart ass answer. I think it's funny because people always go, okay.
Yeah, fine, whatever. Yeah.
I'm like, his name is Chris.
Yeah, that's true. He is that guy. Well, okay, so who do you think might go home? Without pretty much any inclination, but just like if Yellow, with not knowing what the like, if Yellow went to a tribal council and had to vote out a second person right now,
I think I could see it being Dean because the Girls Alliance sticks together. It's 5 people.
Yeah.
Dean got a bit of an edit, and also he said split the votes. People might think he's just dumb.
Yeah.
And he
that's
hasn't
fair.
really pulled through in a
Yeah.
puzzle.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I could see it being him.
And then on the other side, I could totally see it being Dean. One of the guys too, Dean or Aaron, I think.
Mm-hmm. The other side, I don't. We barely saw them, so I kind of forget
Yeah,
who's even on the tribe.
I think my guess would be Kelly, because she's gone to Island of the Idols.
I think I'd agree.
The person, whoever the second person,
But she
is
could
who
use her
goes-
idol.
She could, but I could see votes being cast that way. But I mean, Vince could have used his idol. He didn't.
I was gonna make a joke like, hey, no one's ever left with an idol in their pocket. It
Yeah.
happens every season.
Happens all the fucking time. And then
I think that'd be a worse feeling than a rock draw
yeah,
because it's entirely on you.
on you. Yeah, it's entirely on you. And then potentially who's the other person? Who was it? I could see the older lady going home just because she's
Elaine?
older. Even though we've kind of passed that spot, I think if it was like a challenge that maybe didn't involve water and that really showed that maybe she wasn't fast or strong or whatever, could be her.
I could see it. I don't think she'll be going.
Yeah, I don't think so,
early,
but that would be like I guess a
Well,
slightly
it's possible.
easier
There's
vote.
definitely been people that I'm like, oh, they're making top 8,
Yeah.
and they like go home.
She
second.
seems smart, and she's very confident too. She's like, I'll make fire, and then she fucking did, which is nuts.
Hey, you know who's not going home? Chelsea.
Yeah, she won't go home.
Chelsea is gonna win.
Do you think?
Well, she was my winner pick last week.
Yeah, Chelsea or Missy.
Yeah. Missy was my preseason. But then
Yeah.
if I'm grabbing a second.
But Chelsea's getting close to Dean. That could get her out.
That's true. We saw that. Well, meet Shield.
Yeah. Just vote Dean out.
Yeah.
See, Girls Alliance, vote Dean out.
Yeah.
It's cool. Vote my crush out. We'll have time later.
Remember that couple a few seasons ago that was like, "Oh, it's a secret," and then everyone's like, "They're making out." like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No,
We're just friends.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
I'm
maybe.
surprised more people don't start fucking.
Oh well, you got going Big Brother for that.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, anyway,
Dude, there was this one time, BB10, this this guy wins HOH, or no, his girlfriend April wins HOH. So they're in like the HOH bedroom. It's like this very nice suite.
Yeah.
And they don't show sex on the BB live feeds if it's graphic, but if stuff's going down under the covers, they usually keep it on.
Wow.
So there's this video of this guy having sex with this girl doggy style, going at it, and then he finishes, and the girl goes, "Is that it?"
Oh no! Oh god! They didn't edit that out?
Well, it's on the live feed.
Sure, but you'd think that they'd be like, nope.
It's not in the show.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, it was just streaming.
Wow. I'll just be like,
could you imagine coming out of the house? That was back before social media. It's not as big.
Yeah.
There was also this other week where this one showman's had the HOH room. We saw them just like do like hand to genital back and forth for like a week, and it was like, God, this is so fucking bad. Like, what am I doing with my life watching this shit?
Right.
And then the HOH comp happens, and the outgoing HOH can't win HOH again. So we're like, fuck yes, someone else is winning. The other person won HOH. No. The BB subreddit had a meltdown for 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, no.
I need to see if I would like this show. Let me watch.
I think I want to show you before I leave after this. I want to show you a 10-minute clip.
Okay.
Because I think you're gonna lose your mind.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm gonna show him for people that watch Big Brother, the Caitlin Herman puzzle.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
It's on CBS All Access. I know what episode it is.
Sweet. Let's go watch that. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. We really appreciate it. And the first episode went really well in terms of downloads and stuff. It seemed like you guys really liked it. So we're excited to continue to do this. Make sure to check out Dylan on Twitter at Dylan
Do you not know how to pronounce my last name?
No, I don't know. And I'm thinking about it.
Dylan Mikkonen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was going to pronounce it how it was spelled, but I was like, maybe
Mikkanen.
Yeah.
I've told you about how my last name changed the spelling, like when my dad was younger, right?
No, what the fuck?
So it used to be spelled with it used to be spelled with like a few Y's in it or something. It was pronounced the same way.
Oh god.
But the reason it got changed is because my father's father, my grandfather, was in the CIA. And I guess something happened, and they had to change the spelling of our last name.
Oh, wow.
And, I guess some family records got burned or something.
What the fuck?
So, that's why it's spelled the way it is now.
Oh, interesting. Well, check him out on Twitter. Super funny guy. Had a post about the Joker that went semi-viral, so check that out. And let's see. Friday's episode of the Neighbors podcast is featuring my cousin Michael. And then make sure to check out JB Monday on Monday. So appreciate that, guys. And everyone have a good Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.